when the conflicts were starting back in 1910 and they were having killing people and all. That's what my ancestor was feeling, facing the thing back in when the subcontinent was actually in the form of continent. So my family, which is belongs to Mughal family, decided to move to the side of the Pakistan, and half of my family is still living in Agra, my father's side, and half of my family lives in here in Pakistan, in Lahore. That's why this thing is personally, this conflict affected us because of these issues we cannot visit them.
To me personally, I would say that since my childhood, I have only heard that we have conflicts between each other, India and Pakistan. There are border issues, there are land issues, there are issues like Jammu and Kashmir, and because of that, I've only always felt hatred in my mind because of these conflicts and these news and everything, and I always used to thought that yeah, Pakistan is not good country, but now I am here in Germany for my studies and I have met so many people. So now we know that no, this is not the country issue. This is a political issue. Political people and government has made this issue, and people don't have any issue with each other.
I think I have met Indian people before in my life, and I spent a lot of time with them, and I realized that this is not about the people. It's about the conflicts we having between the countries, especially the government. I mentioned that because they get some sort of, I don't know, benefit between the fight between two nations and all. I don't know, but maybe it's affecting the nations. But now I have been spending time with an Indian guy for about 4 months continuously, and it's like a misconception like Indians are not good, they are not respective, and you have to stay with that. And my whole perspective is now changed completely, even though I knew it already, but now I am adult and I have spent time with an Indian guy in a proper way, in a one classroom and all. So I realized that this is not about the people, it's about the background who's actually dealing with the country. So yeah.
For me, I think not just for India, also for Pakistan, we had the feeling that whenever we hear the name, whenever we hear that this person is from that country, from India or Pakistan, we used to think, ah, terrorist attack maybe, yeah. So we always used to thought our first thought was terrorism. So now I am here in India. I've never actually given it a big thought of or something like not never thought a lot about it because I knew like this is a government thing and people doesn't have anything to do with it. So now I'm here. I'm also living here in Germany for 4 months, and my roommate is also Pakistan. And I've met so many Pakistani people, and no, I don't have any issue with them. Like they are bad or they have bad influence on me or anything like that. We hang out, we chill out, and it's good. Now it's completely different from what we had earlier.
We decided to select a young and educated prime minister or a president for the country who actually do some efforts to solve the solutions.
I think stop sharing the news and everything on stories, and we can see the change after that because that will stop the hatred in our minds and also in the young generation of other people. So this is the beginning. This can be the beginning, and it's not easy. It's very difficult because the hatred is not new. It's from a long time and from a long generation. It will take time, but change can happen.
According to me, I think the United States of America is one of the main source of the conflicts between these two countries. Like, America doesn't want to these things to be solved out because US is taking a very good interest in India and it's developing, and they are good friends as well. And also US needs some, a spark or anything to spice in something happening in the world and something. So US is the main reason, in I consider, as other country who's actually using our conflicts as a benefit of their own.
I think we have better relation with US than China. Obviously not China, because we have also now banned the Chinese apps in India, and also uh, not using Chinese products, boycotting them. Not lot, but yeah, we are trying to. And yeah, our governments have good relations with the US government.
I'm kind of um, uneducated politically, or just not enough educated, because we are actually not so encouraged to talk about political issues, or we can only talk based on patriotism. Is that the word?
Patriotism.
Patriotism. So if we talk political things between friends, then maybe we will be told that it's not so good to talk about this. You can just get rid of politics in our life.
We're a bit more educated on a foundational level for education, but I think that doesn't help, especially when so much of the politics is interwoven with like identity, and then not even including that, they also care that you talk like nationalistic, patriotistic and stuff for the country with your friends, depending on what side of the aisle they are, then they might be like, why do you hate America? Or go back to, again, where you came from and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of the same.
We have the similar narrative, because if you say something bad to the government, or you are not 100% satisfied with the life in China, then people will say, why did you find somewhere to go? Why did you immigrant to USA?
Yeah, why don't you leave?
Yeah, why don't you leave? Like similar narrative. The thing is that I come from a communism country, but in fact, we still have capitalism in our real life, because there should be free market. Like people should do business, earn money. It's actually capitalism, but in my country, we don't really have a good comment on capitalism, because our government is always thinking about the communism is the final solution, is the final scenario of everything. We don't have private land, and the houses we buy, we can only use 70 years, and after that we don't have the possession. So it is, I don't know if it's like so-called communism, because it seems that the land belongs to everyone in the country. It doesn't belong to any private individual. But I would say the truth is, no one, like normal people, no one have possession of the land. So, but we still have to pay for that. It's a commercial action. So I would say it's really a mixture of everything.
The U.S. is like the prime example probably of hyper-capitalism and what happened. The 99% don't have what the 1% have. We do have private ownership of land, but even then, if regular people own the land, you only keep it for 100 years, or even if you don't, you must pay continuous taxes on it, so you never own it anyway. And so it seems like they try and fake the capitalism in some ways, even though that is what our life's based on, because even things that shouldn't be privatized or commodified, like healthcare and education and all that, they are. And so that's not obviously good for the society. The alternative, I mean, we could say it's communism, we could say it's socialism. I don't know, right, if that would work, because we've seen it in different varieties elsewhere.
Yeah.
maybe it's just a different approach than any of the three economic models. Maybe it's like we don't care of economics at all, and then it's like, okay, think of like the well-being of the society and then see where that takes us. Who knows? But I don't think or know if any of the three that we have will be helpful. I think someone can put a fourth model and then be like, hey, why don't we try this? But will it actually happen politically? Doubtful. So,
And what is maybe the way to achieve this?
revolution.
Because of the long, long history of China, we did have so many revolutions, but things didn't really change. It's like an emperor after an emperor, and I would say every revolution pay some price, and yeah, if it could be a better situation, then maybe the revolution it worth the revolution, but we cannot sure if the fourth model could work smoothly with maybe such a high price. I'm not sure about that.
The country/politics in general, badly. It's propagandized, as I think everything in news is, but the people, because the US is a melting pot, the people are known for their cliches/stereotypes. So great at math, great at science, like the model minority myth is made because of Asians in the US. And so that also plays a factor with Chinese being an Asian ethnicity, of course, and stuff. So I would say it kind of has both of those effects / news spreading.
So basically, America always has a negative image in Chinese news or like that kind of materials. Sometimes we think like the wars, something bad is always caused by American government, but yeah, but for people, actually, if some American travel to China or like personally, Chinese people always treat them very well. Yeah, so I think the image of the whole government or whole country is different from like only individuals.
Well, I think since the younger generations are connected through the internet, we're kind of one global generation, kind of sort of. So because of that, hopefully we can see that we're not so different and that countries don't really matter in terms of calling yourself by your nationality. And in that way, maybe then governments or the structures that be don't have as much power as they currently do. So
I think maybe we could just know something more about the other side, because sometimes the bias is just based on ignorance. If we know each other better, then some misunderstanding will just not be there.
I think it's mainly a political issue because culture it can't be, because in Pakistan there are more Muslims, and India also there are more so many Muslims. So I don't think it's very much cultural. It's mostly a media issue and political and boundaries issue.
According to me, Pakistan and India have the same culture. They having the same food, same land, they look the same, everything is same. But yes, there is political issue, which actually having issues between us. But also there is, you can say, I'm more like slightly more than a percentage, like 60% of the religion as well, because that is the main reason who actually separated Pakistan and India. I'm gonna say this on the behalf of the whole Pakistani community, that we are very fond of visiting India. We love India, and we as nation, we are dying to visit India, and because there are a lot of stuff to see in India, and it's a very nice place. And I hope so, and I wish in future these conflicts will be end, and we will see each other in our countries visiting. That I'm inviting you at my place, and you inviting me at your place. Rather than meeting in other country, we will see each others in our countries.